Welcome to our Clarity and Focus session, our daily Clarity and Focus session. Today we're going to talk about 5 things that you can do to quickly improve your sales in any recessionary period. I just need to let my team know. That something's going on. So today I want to talk about 5 things. 5 things are going to make a direct impact to keep you focused, keep you structured, making sure that you're generating sales. Mark, good to see you here. Chris, Eric, James, Chris, lots of Chris's. Good to see the Chris's in the world joining me here on the daily Clarity and Focus session. So I've cooked up something in the labs, in the kitchen, and we're going to focus on some of these key things that are going to make a real difference to your sales as we speak. So let me share my screen. Whoops, not that screen. That screen, that works. All right, so you should be seeing my green screen right here. I'll put myself up in that corner over there, out of the way. So 5 strategies to generate sales in a recessionary period. I'm going to walk through these 5 things and then I'm going to answer your questions in this session we have today. So number 1, not going to work for me. Okay, we want to keep prospecting when most of the competition is given up. Let me explain this. All of you, every single one of you right now, so let me just, I'm going to ask you to respond here. I'm just going to ask this question. I'm going to open up the chat here. Just so you know, right, I want to know, like, if you're brave enough to put it up here, how many prospects are you reaching out to every day? Just type in the number. How many people are you reaching out to every single day? Just type in the number, right? Every day, right? I am reaching out to 20 to 30 people every day. That's me. I'm doing that on my own every day. So how many people are you reaching out to every day? How many prospects are you managing every single day? Just type in the number if you want to share in the chat, right? Just type in the number. If you can hear me, you can see my screen, just type 1 on your keyboard, just so I know you're there. Just type 1 if you can hear or see me, right? Awesome, okay. So Trent, how many people, I know you're getting into this, but how many people have you got on your list that you're going to be nurturing every day? Eric, how many people are you reaching out to every day, right? That's the question I'm asking. Because if you're not reaching out to people every day, then I don't even know why you're here, right? Because you need to be engaging the market with the offers that we've already created. This is our 24th video in a row. We've crafted dozens of offers in the market. Mark says 5 to 10 people. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Right? If you aren't engaging at least 20 to 30 people a day actively in the market with your list, and I showed you where to get lists for free, where to get contacts, how to use LinkedIn. I've gone through all of those things in the process. By now, those have been joining me on a day-to-day basis. You should be engaging at least 15 to 20 people every single day. Because if you're doing that, you're going to have 100 contacts by the end of the week, right? That's 100 people you've engaged in the market with your messaging. Trent says, still on holiday. Sorry, you're on vacation, Trent. I really appreciate you taking time out of your vacation to join us here, Trent. But next week when you're back on your desk, 20 to 30 days should be doable. Yeah, you should be reaching out to at least 20 to 30 people as a minimum. As a minimum. I was talking to a guy, Anthony Weston, the other day. He is doing 60 engagements a day. 60 calls a day is what his average is. And he's closing 1 deal a day. 5 deals a week. He's actually did 4 deals so far this week, so I'm not sure what's going to happen today. But he's done 4 deals this week, 4 sales, 60 calls, 60 emails, 60 follow-up calls. And then he has, every day, he roughly averages about 60 phone calls every day, right? All he's doing is, got the information, can I help you? Are you, what's going on? Is this something that's useful? No, it's not. Next. He gets to speak to between 5 and 10 people per day. Actually have a conversation with 5 to 10 people per day. So if you imagine that over the period of the week, that means he's speaking to between 20 and 25 people, actually having a conversation with those 20 to 25 people a day, a week. Do that over the course of the month, and he's going to be speaking to 50 to 100 people in the course of a month. Now, if you're speaking to 50 to 100 people about helping them in the current times of this crisis, you are going to make 4 sales or 5 sales a week. You are going to do it, right? And he is having the same conversation every day, same thing over and over and over. Because at the end of the day, right, he's out there doing business. Now, I don't know who here, except for some of my champions, are bringing on 16 clients in 1 month. You know, what an impact that's going to make on your business. All I'm asking you for the next 2 weeks is to bring on 1 customer. This guy's doing 4, 5 a week. I'm asking you to do 1 in the next 10 days. 1, right? Focus on getting your next client, but you need to be prospecting, because here's the other thing that I found out. I actually made some calls to some agencies and just asked, are you prospecting right now? And I think I spoke to about, what about 6? I spoke to 6 agencies. I made a few calls, 6 agencies. Every agency I spoke to is not prospecting right now. Every agency right now that I have spoken to isn't prospecting. So if you're not prospecting, how the hell do you expect to stay in business, right? These people are saying, well, you know, we're trying to work remote. We're kind of shut down. We're kind of letting our, you know, a lot of our customers put on a pause. There's all this bullshit that's going on in the market, right? But then on the other side, some of the people I work with are making sales, at least 1 sale every week, right? Some of the people I'm working with are making at least 1 sale every single week, bringing on a new customer in the marketplace. And the only way that's going to happen is if you just keep prospecting. Send out your messages, make sure that you're engaging those messages, inviting people to have a conversation. You will make sales by default, right? You'll make sales by default. Eric says, I haven't started, just decided to get back in, didn't know you were doing this. Well, thanks, Eric, but mate, you've known me for a long time. You know how to do this, right? You already know how to do this, you know? Right now we have the opportunity to do some pretty amazing things with our business. So next slide, let me go to the next slide, right? Reframe your value proposition. So our message has to change. We can't go into the market saying, let's get you some leads, right? That message is not going to resonate right now. The message that we need to go in is, how are you doing different? The number 1 message, are you accepting customers right now? Are you accepting phone calls, or are you accepting customers right now? Can you accept customers right now? Or are you out? Are you out like everybody else? Have you shut down like everybody else? Or are you accepting customers right now? That is the easiest pitch to get somebody on the phone. That's the easiest pitch to get somebody on the phone. Are you closed like everybody else in the kitchen remodeling market? Or are you open? Can you handle customers right now, right? Or are you accepting customers right now? Right? That's the question. So next thing, there are 3 things that every business has to do right now. And actually, in fact, I'm going to share 4. I'm going to give you a bonus, right? But the first thing is they need to go to their existing clients and let them know that they can still stay and pay, right? Any existing client in the market, let them know that you're open, let them know that they can stay and pay. Number 2, their message has to change. Their message to market has to suit where people are at. So how are you making people feel safe in doing business with you? Can you do business virtually? Can they buy your stuff online? Can they come into your location and you sanitize? You're practicing COVID-19 sanitation and safety practices. How are you letting all your clients know how you are doing business now in this lockdown period? That's the second message that should be going on there. The second question. The third thing is how are you letting the market know that you're going to be open when the market comes back? Are you letting people know that you're open for business right now? Because the most powerful computer on the world right now is this computer right here. That's the most powerful computer on the planet right now, right? So right now, one of the things that I do, and I did this yesterday, I needed to go and find a particular business for a service. So I went on my Google Maps and I checked for businesses and looked, and some of those businesses were closed, but there were some businesses that were open. Well, guess who got the money? The businesses that were open, that said that they were open, they were the ones who got the money. So Google My Business. Can you be easily found online right now? Can you be, the third message is, are you visible? Are you letting people know that you're open in your local market so that you can actually take advantage of the gap that is out there? Because there are so many businesses that are closed and people are looking for you right now. And if you're closed or if you're not showing up, then they can't find you. They're going to go to a competitor for the very service that you can offer in your community. So those 3 things right now, have you communicated, kept your customers, over-communicated with them to keep them staying and paying? Have you gone with a new message to the market with your offers to let them know how they can do business with you, to maybe shift to or pivot to an online process? Are you letting people know? Are you letting the wider community know? Are you Googling My Business? Are you advertising and promoting like competitors are, who are open for business and accepting customers right now because the ad costs have actually dropped? They're 3 messages. Now, the 4th message is an offer message. So the 4th message is an offer. Right now, online for a lot of businesses is very confusing, right? They might have done some things. They might have done an AdWords campaign and it didn't work. They might be doing Facebook advertising and it may or may not be working. But right now, people need to do a very quick assessment of what they look like online. So number 4, you can say, hey, have you done a digital footprint view of your business? Have you changed the message on your website? Have you made an adjustment to your offer? Are you notifying your customers of your practice in COVID-19? Do your social platforms brand message, brand your business and provide relevant information? Can customers reach you on Facebook and Messenger? Are you on Twitter? Are you on YouTube? What are the channels? What is your digital footprint right now? So one of the things you can offer is, hey, let's look at the digital footprint. Maybe the website needs to change. Maybe we need to run an ad campaign right now in the local market. Maybe we need to Google my business. But if you don't know what your options are or what you can work with right now, I would love to share a quick assessment or a quick digital footprint audit to show you where your business stands online right now. SEO, website, social media channels, advertising, right? And you can do a comparison. You can actually do a comparison. Say, hey, right now, so this is something that I've did. All of you can do this, right? You can go and open up Google Maps for a particular location, for a particular person. Take a screenshot and it'll show you who's open and who's closed. But the thing is, if the person you're speaking to is not on that map, right? Guess who's getting the business? 67% of that traffic right now, 67% of that traffic on Google Maps, right, is going to those people that are open. Yeah. So that's a really quick demonstration that you can put out into the marketplace of what you're doing. So that's number 2. Number 3, build client relationship based on trust. So now is the time. So one of the things that I'm doing as a part of my marketing mix in our agency, and obviously with Consulting Unleashed, is I'm brand building right now. One of the things that I'm working on is building my brand in this time. I'm spending money on advertising and promotion. I'm spending time doing these things every day. I'm spending time, I'm building my trust. I'm building my asset over this period. So because I'm in lockdown, I've got time. I can create new topics, new ideas. I can go back to my agency, my market, and look at ideas that will cross-pollinate and help the market that I'm in or the niche that I'm in. I've actually I've pivoted and opened up a new service for larger agencies. I've actually done that at the moment. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to build brand and trust by putting out relevant content or relevant information that's helpful and useful, so that when things turn around, that people will start to come back to me. But the other side of the coin on this is, if you're prospecting with people, if you want to switch up your prospecting to providing some value in your prospecting, so that when they do need you, that they call you, or it may trigger a response for them to come and get back to you. This is something that one of our champions did brilliantly the other day, right? So they sat there and they said, hey, like right now, they talked about the whole thing of SEO and being found. So they did a quick 3-minute video saying, right now, 3 things you need to know to make sure that this happens to you. Because right now, if I can't see you in here, nobody can see you in here. And if you can accept customers, you need to get customers. So here's how you do it. They just went through 1, 2, 3, build your Google My Business, and sent that video out to all their prospects and all their clients, right? And from there, the offer was, look, if you want us to have a look at what you need to do to get this fixed, let us know. Because right now, if you want to be visible in the local market, you've got to be here. And if you're not here, that means you're invisible and people can't find you, and they're going to go and find your competitors. So if you'd like to be the person that they choose first, then let's just touch base and look at what that looks like for you. So a little bit of value, a little bit of understanding, a little bit of context for why that's relevant to them. And they put that out there. They've had 4 phone calls of people saying, you know what, we've got to go get our Google My Business thing happening. 4 phone calls. Now, this is a video that they can actually send periodically and say, have you done this yet? Have you done this yet? Have you done this yet? If you haven't done this, here's 20 people that we've helped in the last month do this, and look at how they're visible. If you haven't done this, this is really important, right? So all they're doing is building that trust, building that nurture. But the first bit of trust of providing the value and the content up front, 4 sales, right? So got to build that relationship, got to build the brand equity. And your clients, it's really funny. You know, the stuff that I'm telling you to do here, prospect, nurture your leads, build relationships, that's exactly what you need to be telling your customers out in the marketplace. Same thing, right? So, move my text app, sorry. Sorry. Move my text app. I'll eliminate that. How's that? You can see the whole screen. My apologies for getting that in front of you there. So next slide, right? Follow up. Follow up and persistent will win new clients, right? I cannot tell you that most people, like if you've got, let's say you've scraped a whole bunch of leads, you've done one message or you've run one campaign and you've got no responses, you've got one or two people saying yes to your campaign. What most people do, and I don't understand why they do this, is they turf the list, right? Or they stop emailing and say, well, nobody's interested, right? No, you want to bang that list again and again and again, right? You want to take another approach, try another message, right? 2 weeks ago, I made a sale. I have been following up this guy for 6 years, right? That I've been following this guy up. And he says, you know what? You've been chasing me. This was his words. You've been chasing me for 6 years. Here's how I got him to convert into a sale, right? This is how I got the conversion. I said, you know what? You need to go and find somebody else to ask questions from. I don't think I can help you. I'm not the person to help you. So I literally pushed back because they asked me a question, right? I've been nurturing the relationship for 6 years, and they would ask me a question. Obviously, they think that they can come to me for some advice, and you know they can. I know them. They've been to my events and all that sort of stuff, but they've never spent any money with me, right? They've never bought anything. And so what I did was I said, they asked me a question, right? Because obviously we're in this time of uncertainty and craziness, and I said, you know what? I don't know if I can help you. I'm not the guy. I don't think I can. You've never taken the next step with me. I've offered to work with you for a number of years now. Maybe I'm not the guy. Maybe you need to go and find somebody else. You know, and then I gave him a list of names of all the people he can go to instead of coming to me, right? And then all of a sudden he turned around and said, no, we need to do this. We need to do this. And so 6 years later, he becomes a client, right? He became a client. Follow-up is key. If you're going to send a message out to people, follow the message up. If you're not getting people on the phone, you need to follow them up. If you want to get people on the phone, send an email, send a text message, send a direct mail message, send a direct message, send a Facebook Messenger message. If you can get their phone number, send them a text message, right? Do a voice drop. Reach people. You want to be constantly touching base with people. Right? There's a guy, Anthony, I was talking about, doing 4 sales on average per week, 4 clients. He's making 60 contacts a day. He's following, so he does about 30 or 40 reach outs, and then he does 30 to 40 follow-ups every single day. That's why he is doing 4 deals, 5 deals a week. That's why he puts in 16 to 20 deals a month. And he's selling Facebook ads, right, in the marketplace. So understand, right, and I think they do SEO as well. Facebook ads and SEO. He's closing 4 to 5 deals every week in the middle of lockdown, right? So remember that the market's gone away. There are so many people who aren't prospecting people because they think people are away. They're not doing it. Let me tell you, they are there waiting, and they are looking for conversations. Today, it's never easy. It's more easier today than it was 3 months ago to get people on the phone and have a conversation with them. It's more easier today to talk to people because they've got time. They've got time to talk to you. Right? So follow-up is key. Persistence is key. You've got to do this on a regular basis. Otherwise, it's just, you know, you're just not going to make it happen, right? But you've got to be persistent. So if you've got scraped lists that you've only emailed once, go back and email them again. Go back and try another message. Go and put another campaign together, right? My favorite sequence of campaign is put an offer in. The second, say, quick question, right? I've got this question, or, you know, question, are you open? Are you accepting clients, or are you closed like everybody else? Right? That's a question, right? The next email is, hey, I didn't hear back from you. It's amazing how many people respond to the second email. I didn't hear back from you, right? Third email, love to know what you think about this idea. And the last email is, are you interested in doing something like this? Are you interested in doing it? That's 4 emails, right? Number 1, here's the offer. Hey, are you closed like everybody else in the kitchen remodeling market, or are you accepting clients right now, right? Number 2, didn't hear back from you. And you reiterate the message of number 1. Number 3, what do you think of the idea of being visible, or at least being more visible than your competitors right now in this current environment? What do you think of that idea, right? Let me know, right? Last email, are you interested in doing some of these things? Are you interested in looking at a plan or structure that at least going to give you some certainty, some assurance, some of the things that you know that you should be doing that you're not doing right now that will make an impact and make a difference to your business? 4 email sequence, very, very simple. Get that out to the market. Follow the email up. Hey, I just shot this through to you. This is what this is about. If you can give me 60 seconds, you can let me know whether or not we should continue the conversation. Is that fair enough? Yes, great. This is what we're doing. Are you interested? Right? Very, very simple. Nurture positive mindset. Really, really important. This is number 5, right? So one of the things that, because of the time that we're in, if you're watching the news, stop watching the news. If you're going to watch the news, watch it once a day, absorb 15 minutes, and that's all. That's going to tell you pretty much all the news that you're seeing right now across the board, right? Understand that the news is being driven by an agenda, right? The news is being driven by an agenda, right? And that agenda isn't an agenda that is supportive of you, right? It is supportive of the media, right? So the media is full of garbage right now. If you're watching what's going on, if you're leaving a Fox or a CNN feed going on in your home, or an NBC feed, or any news channel feed, wherever you are in the world, if you've got that going on in the background, shut that shit off, because that just gets into your head. That makes you feel depressed. That gives you anxiety. That subliminal, consistent stuff is going to make a change. So some of the things that I do every single day to keep this positive mindset is, number 1, I try and reach out to one person and just say, hey, are you okay? I'm reaching out to a person today. I just haven't spoken to you in a while. I want to reach out. I want to have a positive conversation with somebody. How are you up for a positive conversation, right? Let's think about the things that we're grateful for. Let's think about the things that we are happy about, we are okay about. One person a day. Having that one conversation may change your entire day. One person a day. I'm reading, I've always been a reader, right? The few books that I'm reading right now, one of the classic, in fact, my favorite book, I've literally given hundreds of these books away, and I always have a copy wherever I go, wherever I fly. This book here, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. One of the best books ever written on business, right? Even though this is about connection having the ability to influence conversation, manage relationships, all that sort of stuff. This is probably one of the best business books ever written. I've read this many, many times. I even, the other day, every now and again, I find myself pulling open a chapter and having a read. Half an hour a day, read some good stuff that's going to help you, right? So some of the things, that book there, highly recommend. One of my favorite books right now is a guy called Chris Voss. This book here, Never Split the Difference. We are in a time where we have to improve our negotiation skills. This guy was an FBI negotiator, counter-terrorist negotiator, used to save people's lives. This book is a fantastic book on how to have conversations where you are maneuvering or making or helping somebody to get a better result for themselves. This is an awesome book. The other thing this one I picked up a few years ago, but it's actually, there's something in this book that I'm really quite enjoying, and it's called The Power Frame, but it's Pitch Anything by Oren Klaff. Oren Klaff is the guy for that book, right? That's a cool book, but he's got this thing which is called the Power Move, which is a really key strategy, but very cool stuff. So half an hour a day. I couldn't believe I even picked this up, The Art of War, Sun Tzu. It talks about what happens when there is a stalemate, or it talks about what happens when you're actually in a lesser position than your opponents. There's some really good strategy stuff in there. My other book, which basically took me back to my training days, and if you ever get a copy of this is a great little book. It's called The Decision-Making Book. It's by Mikhail Krogeris. Mikhail Krogeris, called The Decision book, the Decision-Making Book. In here, back in the day when I was a consultant in the corporate world, a lot of the models, okay, I'll just show you, but a lot of the models in this book, things like that, a lot of decision-making models are models that we used to use to charge clients hundreds of thousands of dollars to solve problems. But it's a really cool book with about 50 different models that you can use. So half an hour a day, half an hour, 30 minutes, focusing on things that nourish you. The other thing something I'm doing every day is Wim Hof, which is a breathing technique. If you look up Wim Hof on the interwebs, it's 30 breaths in, 30 breaths out, 30 full breaths in, 30 breaths out, progressively one after the other. Then one deep breath in, hold your breath for as long as you possibly can, and then release. And then get to a normal cadence and do that twice. At the end of that 2 sessions of breathing, your eyes are going to pop out of your head. You're oxygenated. Your brain is going to be oxygenated. This is how I wake up in the morning. It's a great thing. Get into a routine. Nourish yourself with at least half an hour to an hour of reading of something that will add value to what you're trying to work on right now. I just recently finished one of my mentors' sales books. I picked this up the other day, called The Sales Bible by Jeffrey Gittimore. This is a great book. The things that you want to do every day, a little bit every day, right? Get into a routine, positive mindset, have one positive conversation every single day. Try and make your conversations with prospective customers a positive conversation. Be the most positive conversation that people have. If you have that, you're going to have a very optimistic mindset. People will gravitate towards you. People will want to speak to you because of this process. This is really key to making sure that you're doing okay. Now, there's a whole bunch of people who've been writing some chats here. So let me, there's a whole bunch of chats. So Michael Nyla put a video of Wim. James, don't get there now. John will shoot me. The Wim Hof method, yes. It's awesome. 5 minutes of daily gratitude journal is awesome for positive mindset. Absolutely. Okay, we've got that. So that's good. So the last slide I'm going to talk to you before I open to you and answer your questions here is this one here. So it's called the mindset ladder, right? So let me just move my image out of the way here. So somebody may have seen this before, right? But this is going to help you if you get what I'm about to share with you with this framework. This will kind of make things easier for you in the marketplace. When we're super clear about what we're offering, we want to go to the market with one offer, not 10 offers, one offer to solve a problem they've got right now. What is the problem? How are you solving that problem? That is the offer we want to go into, one offer. So we have one offer. We understand who will benefit the most from that offer. We understand the result that we can deliver from that offer. And so we have an idea of what that framework is. So once we've got that clarity, that gives us a level of certainty. If we have that certainty, that means we can have that knowing that, hey, we've got something, we know it is validated, it is a benefit, people are buying this sort of stuff right now. And so you have that level of certainty that I know that I'm selling the right thing. So we have certainty that we can deliver a result. We have certainty that we can actually speak to where the market's at right now. The next thing is once we've got certainty, we've got confidence. The adage of confidence is to do it and you'll become it. Do it and you will become it. Not fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it is fake, right? That's not for real, right? Do it and you'll become it. How do you get great at talking to people? Have lots of conversations with people. Right? Learn to ask questions, learn to listen more, right? Learn to do those things. But with clarity and certainty comes confidence. With confidence, you will succeed in any market, right? And this is the ladder that we want to follow, right? Because then, like I talked about Anthony, the guy who's out there talking to 60 people a day, the reason why he's talking to 60 people is so he's improving his communication and conversation and his questioning and his listening so that every time that he goes out there, he is more and more in sync and relevant to the market that he's speaking to. That's what he's doing in that marketplace. So from clarity becomes certainty, from certainty becomes confidence, from confidence becomes success. However, there is a flip side to this ladder, right? So if we are not clear, if we are unclear about what we're offering, what we're doing, the result we deliver, then we are going to be uncertain. If we are uncertain, we will lack confidence. If we lack confidence, we will fail, right? So if we are unclear, if we are uncertain, if we are not confident, we'll fail. So when we're clear, when we're certain, when we're confident, we'll succeed. That's the key of the mindset ladder. So with that, what I want to do is I'm going to stop sharing here. I'm going to get back to the screen here. If you can type in here, what is the takeaway that you've had so far? Big takeaways from what I've shared with you this morning or this afternoon where you are in the world. Biggest takeaway, just type in the chat there. Biggest takeaway from what I've shared with you this morning. The confidence thing, yep. What else? Biggest takeaway. Takeaways. Only one takeaway from those people who are watching. Just type chit chat in your text. Knowledge is better than college, as Ty Lopez says. Follow up with past clients. Yeah, follow up with your past clients and generate opportunities. Those people, what are they doing right now? If you've got past clients, go back and say, hey, what are you doing right now? You still open? You still handling business? Have you changed some things? Do you need some help with anything? I'll show you some ideas, right? Do it and you'll become it. Absolutely, Eric Severance. Do it and you will become it. Don't fake it till you make it. Whoever's telling you to fake it till you make it, don't listen to those people. Listen to the people who are doing it to become it, yeah? Because the more you do, right, the better you're going to get. right? If you hate talking to people, then you've got to talk to people, because then you're going to love talking to people, because you'll start to make it fun, right? You want to make it fun, you know, and it's like flexing a muscle. It's really hard in the beginning, but then eventually you're going to turn this around. Yeah. Chris, lots of Chris's here. Good to see you. Bruce Grabo on here. Turn off the news and get on a little personal growth task schedule instead. Absolutely. Already ignored the news, but need to do the reading. Yes. Listen to It's the End. Don't listen to It's the End of the World as we know it. Listen to it. It's the End of the World as we know it on repeat. Yep. Takeaways. Any other takeaways from what I've shared with you today? No takeaways. Everybody's silent. You do know that this is an interactive session with me, that you can actually chit chat with me. Just type in. Having conversations improve your talking, listening, and questioning skills. Absolutely. Connect with one person a day to see how they are and see if you can help them. Absolutely. 60 calls a day. Yeah, imagine doing that. That would be scary. Anybody who's doing 60 calls a day is going to make some money. You can make some business happen. Follow up with prospects who did not buy. Absolutely, Chris. You should be following up with everybody who didn't buy. Ask them, why didn't you buy? You know, the other thing that I'm also saying to people, like if even from a point of view, if you've been in a situation, in a sales situation, where somebody has gone, hey, we'll do this next month, or we'll do, you know, give us a call in a couple of weeks' time, or give us a call in a couple of weeks' time. You just want to stop the cycle. You want to say, hey, look, this is the deal, and this is the offer I'm making. If I don't hear back from you in 72 hours, I'm pulling the deal. If I don't hear back to you, I'm going to take that this is a no, and the offer that I made you no longer stands. So thank you for doing that, and you're out. That way you're closing the emotional bridge of having somebody hanging in there, you know, like I did with the person who I've been nurturing for so long, for 6 years. I literally cut them off. I said, you know what? I'm not the guy to help you. Here's 6 guys, or here's 6 people you need to go and speak to. I'm certainly not the person you can help to, because if I haven't been able to help you right now, then I'm not the right guy. And then boom, they turn around and say, no, I want to do this, right? Because I called them on their rubbish, yeah? I said, you either want to do it or you don't want to do it. You know, saying to me that you're sitting there thinking about it for 6 years. Imagine if I worked with this guy 6 years ago. Imagine where his business would be today 6 years ago, right? I mean, he's doing okay and he's going to fly. He's already generating new clients. But 6 years ago, if he had have gone and said yes 6 years ago, imagine the type of agency he'd be running today. Would be freaking phenomenal, right? So yes, close the file. Yeah, email or message, classic Sandler, classic Sandler shit. Get off the post, get off the pot. Let's get it done. Yeah, absolutely. So listen to Back in Black. Yeah, good old Akadaka, ACDC. Yeah, pump yourself up with the music. Yeah, if you've got a great song, or if you've got a great playlist that you can have in the background. I used to, sometimes when I'd be working on things or working on projects, in the background, I would just have, somebody talking. There's a great channel called The School of Life. It's a fantastic channel. Lots of mindset stuff, lots of framework stuff. And I'd have something like that just going off in the background subliminally as I'm working away on things that I need to work on. And it's amazing how you actually take some of that stuff in, having something positive or optimistic being shared. I used to love listening to Norman Vincent Peale, The Power of Positive Thinking. I could almost quote the entire freaking presentation because I'd listened to it so much. But that talk is an incredible talk that he gives to a group. Napoleon Hill's talks. One of my favorite is a guy called Earl Nightingale. This is an old school guy. But a friend of mine gave me a first edition of one of his earliest books. The book is nearly 80 years old. I still pick up that book intermittently, and there's still amazing ideas. This is stuff that's been written back by some of our greats, yeah? The Strangest Secret is awesome. Yes, absolutely. So let me answer your questions. So we've gone through a little bit of content here with you today. What can I help you with? Do you need help with an offer? Do you need help with a script? Do you need help with a strategy? Do you need help with a niche market? Let me help you with what's going on. So Mark has given me a bit of an update here. So he says, he's doing a joint mastermind with someone for a 30-day test. The offer will be sent next week, looking to sign up between 15 to 30 participants at a $300 to $500 price point. The back end will be selling strategy session, and then a done for you appointment funnel update. Nothing yet from the landscaping businesses. Update 3 still following up from the roundtable people. Well done, great activity, awesome action there, Mark. Anybody else got a question? Anybody else? If you want to talk to me, right? If you want me to unmute you and we can have a conversation, let's unmute you. James, I have a customer that I can't stand working with. Should I give her back her money? So we need some context. Mark says yes. If you've delivered a service, then you shouldn't have to. If you've delivered a service, if she is waiting, then put her on pause. If you're halfway in, is she still paying a bill? James, let's unmute you here, mate, because this is something that most people do experience at some point or another, and I have experienced this as well. James, you there, James?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. So you got a website customer. So this is not an uncommon scenario, right? So you got a person, you signed them up to the website for them. Do you mind me asking how much you're charging for the website?
Well, this was a new vertical for us, so we gave it away to her for $1,000. It's a really small site,
Okay.
but she's the biggest pain in the ass, and
Yeah.
she's an older woman. She hasn't changed her website in 20 years, and I'm just trying to be really nice to her, but it's really starting to gnaw at me because.
Have you finished the site? Have you finished the site?
Well, no, and it's not my fault. It's her fault because she can't make up her mind on the content, this and that. So I had her.
She paid you the $1,000.
Yeah, I got that up front. Yeah, and then there's a hosting fee later. But I'm just not sure if it's worth my time because I spend too much time with her. Because
so just all I would do is I would say, hey, we can't move forward until you do these things. Give her a direct instruction. So we want to get this thing up. These are the pages we need to get up. Right? If you want us to craft the content, then we will charge you for that content. It's $100 an hour for us to do the content. For us to put that content up there, it's going to take us about 20 hours. That's an extra $2,000. Would you like us to build the content for you? Right? Because right now we're waiting on her content, yes?
Yeah, and she doesn't have a lot of content, so you know how that works on a website. You know, it's all empty.
So what you're going to say, hey, the rules are, this is what we need from you. And then if you don't hear back from it, just give her the same email, right? So, hey, we need these 5 things from you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need you to send these things to us so we can move forward, right? Okay.
Yeah, I did 2 of them, and then it took her about a week and a half to get back to me with the 2.
Fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let her take 2.5 weeks to get back. You can sit there and say, you know what? If you're not going to give this back to us, we're just going to put this on pause. Let us know when you're ready.
Yeah.
We've already invested a whole bunch of time. We've already invested. You don't have to give the money back. You've already done the work, right? You don't have to give the money back. Don't go into that bullshit. Say, listen, we're waiting on you. So you let us know. And then every week, just send her an email. We're waiting for this. We're waiting for this. And then you can go, hey, we've been waiting. Let's get this done, right? Again, your second option is we can create the content for you. We can craft the site for you. It's $100 an hour, right? 20 hours, $2,000. We'll fix it for you. You can offer that. Okay. Now, here's the other thing, James. If you ever get anybody else doing websites, does anybody do websites? Just type 1 if you're doing websites. I want to give you a really cool tip. This is how you make real money on your websites when you build them. Okay.
Hey, so John, can I ask you? Sorry.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, I always find that if you get a person in with a website, it's easier to get them into other things in the future. Do you find the same? Do you feel the same way?
It just depends on the client, because you set a pricing at the low end when you do a low money deal like that, right? To me, I would have taken that $1,000. I would have gone to somebody on Fiverr, said, build me a 4-page website for this type of business, and they would have built it for you for like $200, and then you would have been out. Here's your website.
Well, you know, the funny thing is I have a white label guy that does it for like $200.
There you go.
But for some reason I wanted to help this lady out because she's older.
Yeah. Okay, so let's put that aside for a second. You want to finish the site? Just go to your $200 guy and say, listen, let's just build her a site, give her the contact details, give her the location, give her some of the images, and that's it. Basic. Boom, boom, boom. You want to find me? You find me and say, hey, your site's done. Right? Out.
That's a good.
You're out.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Just say, hey, we fixed your site. We got it up and running. If you want us to change it, it's $100 an hour. You've got to buy you've got to buy a service pack. So you've got to buy a service pack. We do 5-hour packs and we do 10-hour packs. $500 for a 5-hour pack, $800 for a 10-hour pack, right? And then we can make all the changes. And if we have to make more changes, then it's going to cost you another. You have to buy another 5-hour pack or another 8-hour pack. Now get this. And this is the thing. If you're ever getting into a website deal with anybody, right? Michael Noel says, I would love to do $35,000 websites. Well, start offering 35. So Michael, do you know what a $35,000 website looks like? Do you know the process, the workflow? There's probably about 380 steps to build a $35,000 website. You would work with a branding team because it's all about messaging, branding, having the strategy. That's where the money is, mate. If you want to sell $35,000 websites, start offering $35,000 websites. You have no idea. I have to investigate. So yeah, if you want to sell them, start investigating. Yeah,
I think he may be alluding to what you said yesterday with that girl that does the 100K websites, and I was thinking, I didn't like what you said. I said it can't just be the website; it's got to be like so inclusive.
It's the strategy. It's the strategy, and then it's all then the pieces that need to go with it. All the automations, all the structures, it's a core function of the business. That is the storefront window of anybody's business, right? So what she does, she sits down. It's 10 grand that you have to put in her bank account in advance before she sits down and talks to you, right? Like we don't do anything. This is how we work. You put $10,000 down and we do the workflow. Once we got the workflow, we're going to give you all the things that you need. There's no website included for that 10 grand. Nothing, right? 10 grand, you're going to sit down, ask all the questions, do the workflow. This is roughly the framework and the structure of what your site's going to look like. Here's the strategy of why, what your site is designed to do. Here are your conversion elements. And we just do the blueprint, 10 grand, right? To do the blueprint. No design, nothing. No themes, no images, just chit chat, mind map. That's it. 10 grand, right? At the end of that $10,000, the client is so invested in the project, right? Say, great, well, this thing here is going to make you millions of dollars, right? And this is an ever-growing thing. So your investment in something like this at our level is going to be about $150,000. I haven't heard, like back in the day, I'm talking about 5-6 years ago, she was selling websites for $2,000, $2,800, right? Now, unless you put 10 grand down, there's no point in even having a conversation with her. And she's busy. She's flat out. She can't handle any more business right now, right?
That's awesome.
Her fees, 150, 200. She just finished a $250,000 website just before Christmas. Yeah. Now let's go on a stretch. I have people that I've worked with that have sold websites for $1 million. $1 million website. How much money do you think? So, can anybody guess how much money Domino's Pizza spent on their app, on their ordering app? Can anybody guess? How much money do you think Domino's Pizza if anybody can write a number down on the chat. If she's busy, there's more business out there. Absolutely, there's more business. How much money do you think Domino's Pizza spent on their ordering app, on their phone app? That's a big price. It was actually $4 million. They spent $4 million on their ordering app online, right? Now, can anybody guess as to how much money Domino's Pizza spent on email marketing? Can you guess?
It's gotta be millions.
$7 million. $7 million just on email marketing. $7 million. Yeah. Now, Domino's Pizza, they're $1 billion pizza company. They spent $7 million to sell $1 billion worth of pizza at $5 a pizza. Right?
Wow.
Right? So understand context. BMW's website cost $20 million to build. Because you can build a car. You can take every model in the BMW range. I think there are 70 cars in the BMW range, and you can do 150 configurations on every car in that range. And you can build your car and order your car online at BMW. You can design the color, the interiors, the look of the dials. You can do everything on those cars. You can custom your own version of that car. And then within 6 months, they'll deliver the car. But that website costs $20 million to do that, right? Wow. So understand context. What are you doing? The brand, the message, the strategy, right? You want to sell websites at a higher price, then obviously there's more detail, there's more input, there's more thought process going into that, yeah? So there are businesses, small businesses will not spend that money. Small businesses will not spend that money.
Of course not.
Yeah. But bigger businesses that understand the value, and that's a cornerstone of their strategy, they are going to spend that money. Payless Shoes, right? Payless Shoes, spent $250,000 on an SEO audit.
Yeah, you said that yesterday.
On an SEO audit, and the tools that we used on that SEO audit were Ahrefs, CMOS, right?
Yeah.
SEMrush, all the tools that most SEO people use. That was the report that was delivered for $250,000. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Right. Yeah. I agree, Michael. When you tell people their website sucks, they're not going to take too kindly to that, right? So I wouldn't be telling people their website sucks, right? I'd be telling people, said maybe there's an alternative. So that's the thing. So James, if you want to make money out of websites, right? What you want to do is you have a framework and say, this is what we do for the money that we charge. Please don't sell $1,000 websites. Forget doing that. Don't ever sell them anymore.
I know. This was a favor.
Yeah. So the minimum that I would sell a 4-page website for WordPress, about $5,000. That would be the minimum, right? In fact, 6,000 would probably be my minimum on a basic 4-page, 5-page WordPress website, right? And so from there, once I deliver the website, if I only offer two changes, you get 2 shots at this. When we get the framework up and we get the images up and we get the branding and the messaging and our copy up, you get to change that twice, 2 times. That's it. You go through, make your notes. We'll look at the adjustments, right? As long as it doesn't mess with our strategy. After that, we have a service pack, and that service pack is, you can buy 5 hours, it's $500, or you can buy 10 hours, it's $800. Right, so every time we have to do, we'll use those service packs, and you can make as many changes as you like. Once we finish that service pack, then we're going to buy another service pack. Now, I had a website deal where they spent $40,000 on the service packs.
Wow.
Right. They started off with a $8,000 website. They start off with an $8,000 website, and they end up spending another $40,000. So it's $48,000 by the time we finished. So every time. How
big was the site?
The site was about 150 pages. If we break it down internally, so there were 150 slots. But it kept on getting bigger and bigger, and then we had to look at site load speeds and all that sort of stuff. And then it was a project. But they ended up spending $48,000. But $40,000 of that was the service packs. Yeah,
that's amazing. Yeah,
$40,000 in service packs. So have service packs. Say, hey, if you want changes, don't offer unlimited changes. The biggest mistake anybody makes is unlimited changes. That means you're stuck with that website forever because you promised them that they can change anything they want. And that's your time. And there's hours. And it's really weird. I don't know if you've ever found yourself doing this, James. I'm the wrong person to be doing things. I'm the wrong person to be fixing things. And I had a client of mine, and I saw their page, and they needed a landing page. And you know what? I said, you know what? To hell with it. I'll get this thing done. I'll get back to you now. You'll have your landing page, right? So I went away, and I decided to go and do a landing page. Now, normally my team does landing pages. I don't do landing pages. Normally my team does that. But I went and started messing. Guess how long my 1 hour took?
I don't know.
9 hours later. I finished that landing page 9 hours later, because you know why? I was tweaking and touching and try this and try that, right?
Yeah.
Right? Try this, do that, I'll make this better. And of course, I built a great landing page, but what in my head, I went, I could do this in an hour. I ended up spending 9 hours on this thing. Wasted my time completely. What I should have done is given to my team, and they would have whacked it up straight away. Told them exactly what I wanted, and they would have gone, bang, yep, I'll have it done with you. We'll get it done in 45 minutes, right? Okay. So websites and stuff like that, when you're having to do tasks like that, if you're not the one that's doing it regularly, or you're not the one that should be doing it because it's not your thing, you need to give it to somebody else. You need to get it off your plate.
Here's the thing, John. I don't even like making them.
Yeah. So then stop selling them.
Yeah.
Stop selling them. Stop offering it. Stop. If you don't offer it, they can't buy it. If you offer it, then they're going to buy it, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right,
so thanks, James. Any other questions I can answer for you right here?
No, I'll let other people talk. Thanks.
Cool, man. Thanks for being on here. Appreciate it. All right. So we've got a few here. Trent Blasco. G'day, John. Got a couple of questions. Reframing my single offer. In short, the video course landing page headline: fastest way to recession-proof your SME in 5 steps. Headline and angle. So, Trent, do you have a microphone, mate? Let's get you on this call because then I can help you very quickly. Trent. All right, Trent. Trent. I got you down here. You there, Trent?
G'day, John. I'm here.
Awesome, mate. So you've got video landing page. You're asking me for, what are you asking me for? Headline or offer or?
Yeah, just wanted to get your thoughts on that like headline, that frame. So we're offering that Facebook ads funnel through to an automated Calendly sales call system, asking for qualification questions, etc. Yeah, so that's
so the funnel I showed the other day. You're replicating the funnel I showed the other day.
Yes, well, yeah, a version of. So going a bit more sophisticated, I suppose. Doing a 5-part video course like your Brooklyn Bridge piece.
Okay. So a couple of things here. If you're going to do the whole mini course thing, and you're wanting people to watch the 5 things, that's a slow burn. Like your emails have got to keep going. Hey, did you watch this? Because most people don't have the time and they forgot that they opt into things. If I look at that, that, by the way, that lead magnet has been a very, very successful lead magnet for me. That strategy has been very successful. Where the misstep is we've had to retweak the messages to try and get the conversion to the phone call. So our energy is to readdress or restructure, like how do we get you from watching this thing to getting on a call, right? So it has been a very successful strategy, but we are maneuvering, or we're trying to massage that message in a very different way. So to me right now, I think people need quick wins, quick and dirties. So getting to watch a 5-part series isn't a quick win. Getting them to watch one thing that they can take action on now that would make a difference, or getting them to an offer to take advantage. Say, would you like this thing, right? And the next step is to get this thing for you, and that's going to work better. So the headline, I don't mind the headline. I'm just, my mouse is going crazy. So I'm just going to go back. So you had, just going back to your scribe here. So you had your fastest way to recession-proof. So don't use the word SME. Most people don't even know what SME is.
Right. Okay.
That's our term. Small to medium enterprise is our terminology as marketers. People in the marketplace, like if you go to a kitchen remodeling guy, if you go to an insurance company, he doesn't sit there and say, yeah, we're a small to medium enterprise. They don't use that terminology. So I wouldn't use that in my headline. I like the fastest way to recession-proof your business, right? To me, I would make it, rather than 5 steps, I would go fastest way to recession-proof your business today.
Got it. Yep.
Right, like punchy, straight to the point. It shortens that headline a little bit. Right.
Yep.
So I would try that headline. Go on.
Do you want to talk through some following copy on the page?
Sure. You want to give me the link to the page and I'll put it up on the screen?
Yeah, for sure. Hang on. Let me
type the link in the chat and I'll put it up on the screen.
All right, great. Hang on. I mean, it's still a work in progress. I just put it together yesterday in WordPress.
Yep, that's okay. Mate, this will just give you at least a bit of.
Well, I'm obviously using your guidance on, focusing on where people are at on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So it's survival and recession proofing, etc. And then just sort of, putting that message sort of throughout the thing, especially in the Calendly description as well. Just 3 steps, and focusing on what's their single offer, and who's their customer avatar, and what's the best system to get people into that sales call.
Mate, it's giving me a WordPress login, so I need the page.
Yeah, no, Got it. Let me see if I can do
or
that.
if I turn you into a panelist, Trent, you can share your screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, great.
If I do that, so let me just find you on my little thing. Let's do this together. I'm going to promote you to the panelist. So you're now a panelist. Or you should be. Trent. Yep. So you should be able to share your screen now, Trent. Have you got the share screen button? I'm going to unmute you. You there? You got the share screen button?
I can't see. Oh, yes. Yep. I see it.
Share screen. It's going to share your screen on the screen.
Yep. Desktop 1. Got to allow Zoom to share it. So it's asked me to open preferences. Got a security firewall thing coming up here. I don't know if it's
You're on
works.
PC or?
I'm on a Mac.
You should be able to just share. I've just turned you into a panel.
Yeah, hang on. I think I've got it.
Here it is. Coming. Yep, got it. Awesome. Yep. Okay. So, all right. So, fastest way to recession-proof your business now, rather than 5 minutes. Right.
Yep.
You can do the mini course thing. That's okay. 5 steps to make sure you keep the cash flow coming in. Take the SME word out by booking more sales conversations with interested buyers on autopilot. Nice. So the first video, you've got perfect your client avatar. Okay. Okay. So I don't think that should be the first video.
No. That's the second. That's the second video. First video.
Yeah.
So that's the button. That's the button
okay.
for the next one. Obviously, I haven't done that very well. So the first one is start with a single offer.
Yeah. Okay.
So
the thing is right now, 5 things to recession-proof your business. Yep. Right. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Yep. Your offer needs to match the message to the market right now. So that's number 1. Right. Yep. Number 2 should be your outreach, your connection with the marketplace. You know, how are you actually communicating with your existing customers? How are you communicating with past customers? Like, what are you doing right now? Are you over communicating? You need to be over communicating, right? Number 3 is, are you being found? Are you letting people know that you're open for business? That's number 3, right? Are you being found, right? Yeah. We need to make this relevant to where people are right now. What you're going through is the hierarchy that I did. Find the avatar, find the, get the offer, get the avatar. You're following the methodology that I had. That methodology isn't going to help people like where they are right now. Where people are right now is, we've got to go and we've got to put our message, for those of you who are listening, we've got to put our message to where people are at in this moment. So right now you said recession-proof the business. So how are we going to recession-proof it? Number 1, we've got to make sure people stay and pay, right? Over communicate with your existing clients, let them know that you still can handle them, right? Number 2, change your message. Change your offer, change your message, because it needs to be relevant to how people are thinking right now. So Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? Number 3, you need to be visible. Right now, people need to know that you are open. Are you open on Google My Business? Are you open? Are you running ads right now for people to be visible? That's number 3, right? Number 4, you need to look at what your exposure is online, right? Where do you need to make sure that the greatest impact that you'll have of how people engage with what you do? So do you need to change your website? Do you need to change your social profile? Do you need to actually start running ads instead of not running ads? Do you need to look at your messaging, the product, a landing page? That's number 4. Number 5, right, is you need to sit down with me. We need to sit down with you. Right. Yeah. Number 5, you need a plan. Without a plan, you're just a tourist. And what you need is you just need some action items that are relevant. So the action items on the things that you can do to reach out, the things that you can do to make sure that you're aware, and the things that you need to do now that will have a direct impact on your sales and revenue in this recessionary period. So our offer is to sit down with you. I've recorded this, by the way, Trent, so you'll see this in the recording. So our offer, so the idea now is your next step is to get a very simple, implementable plan that's going to give you certainty, some clarity, and some assurance that you're actually accepting customers in your business. So you can book a time with our people, our scale specialist or our business specialist, and then drive them to the Calendly appointment. That's how I would structure this this video campaign. Yeah, right. What I did was, and that's something that I'm changing right now. What I did back then is not relevant to today, right? Okay. The whole 111. Yep. My message needs to change on my website. My offer needs to change on my website, right? Yeah.
Just a question, Ari, what you've just gone through. So that I mean that sounds like quite a sort of a general digital marketing solution where we're going to have a package that is Google My Business, restructure your website, maybe create some landing pages. Or what I want to do is really just focus down on that. Paid Facebook ads through to a landing page with a lead magnet. Through to a Calendly setup with qualifying questions. I mean,
right.
Is that
so you can on the last video? On the last video, you can focus on that. This is so. What we've got to do. So just for everybody who's listening here, just to give them perspective, what we've got to do is we've got to. Right now, people need a logical, practical idea to act on. They don't need an emotional idea, because right now emotion and motion, they kind of create a negative with each other, right? If you're asking somebody to make an emotional decision in an emotional time, that's just not going to work, right? But if you're looking at being pragmatic and logical, the next logical step is we need to make an impact. And what's going to make an impact? Got to run some ads, got to give people the opportunity to book with you, got to give them the reason to do that, got to make it easy, got to be able to manage the lead so you can convert that lead into a sale. This is our mindset, our mind map methodology. That could be your video number 5, right? Right. What's the fastest way that you can get an impact on a business right now is run ads. That's the fastest way to get leads. The fastest way to get leads is run ads right now. There's no other fast way to get leads. Unless you've got a really big client base, like you've got an email list. So there's 2 things that you can do to make cash today. All of us, this is all of us, including me, right? I can send an email blast out today to my list and make an offer. Here's what I'm doing. I'm only going to let 4 or 5 people onto this. Here's the price point. If you want to go, press the button, pay now. Make an offer, right? And I will get a direct result. I'm going to get feedback. Either nobody wants my offer or people will buy my offer, right? But the first thing that I would do, if I want cash, the easiest thing is to go to my existing client base. That's number 1. But number 2, the other fastest way to get leads is to advertise. There is no other fast way other than to put your offer in front of an audience right now. As long as that message, and this is the thing, you've got to have the right strategy to fit the right market of where people are at right now. And if you've got the right strategy, you're going to crush it online, right? So the short answer to your question, video 5 is, hey, you need to make an impact on your business. And that impact is getting those phones to ring, or that impact is getting people to order your product or service and making it easy for them to buy. So this is how we make it easy for B2B customers to buy your services and go through that process with you, right? Yeah, right. So then you can display that. But my thing would be, if the appointment idea, that's B2B appointments. That's B2B. If it's B2C, right, unless it's for a service-based business like plumber, professional services, that sort of thing, where you're going to run what you want to run is direct to a phone call, not to an opt-in page, because you don't want to. So I'll give you an example of this because I don't know if anybody knows. Oh shit, what's his name? It'll come back to me. So there's a marketer that I know really well who's very, very good at testing, right? And so one of the things that he used to run ads to like Facebook page, landing page, fill in an opt-in form, go and generate the sale, right? And the conversion rates were like, 15%, 20%, right? That was what the conversion rates were, right? Mm. But he realized very quickly what was the action that the person needed the customer to take. And the action was to get on the phone, right? Yeah. To actually call. So the strategy shifted from fill in my form, go watch my videos, then opt into my calendar, and then make a call, to just pick up the call and just pick up the phone and fucking call me, right? It went from ad to call, let's get it done. Guess what happened to the conversion rates? 70%. right?
Oh, wow.
It went from 15% to go through this elongated process to, hey, just pick up the phone and call me, right? Just pick up the phone and call me. Here's how you call me. Here's the number. Here's how you call me. There's a number again, right? And if they scroll down on the mobile site, if they kept scrolling down, it just kept click to call, click to call, click to call. Let's help you. Let's help you. Let's help you. Right? So that landing page worked better, right? Had a better result and a better conversion rate than the freaking, fill in a form. Think about where people are at. Think about the product you're selling. What does the person want to do? Does it want the person to pick up the phone? Do they want the person to provide a little bit of information? Do they want the person to opt into stuff and take on a sales process? Because right now, Trent, what business want is, especially from B2B or B2C, depending on what market in and depending on the price point of the product or the service, if it's a short-term sales cycle, the strategy is get me on the phone. That's the strategy, right? If it's a long-term sales cycle, then it's like, hey, we need more information, right? We need some more information. So you need to think, well, you've got to be very careful here. Facebook ad, pick up the call, or lead in or call in Facebook ad. Those options are open. You can track calls, right? So you can track the call and you've got your tracking pixels so you can do your retargeting. So what I would do is if you need the phone to ring off the hook, then your strategy needs to be, let's build a system, a landing page that's going to get the phones ringing off the hook. Let's put call tracking in so we can improve your conversion rates, get a better result, and so we can actually see what's going on, right? And you're going to get much faster sales results. Give people what they absolutely need to get a quick win now. Do you understand?
Yep.
Because by the time you go through and build landing pages and do all this stuff that we're talking about, that's going to take time. That's going to take you, you're already probably spent, I don't know how many hours you spent on this, but you're already spending a number of hours putting this together. You're doing the videos, you're doing this. If you're going to do this for a client, right, this is going to take time. And so by the time you launch this, by the way, I'll just give an example. We had that landing page up in 3 hours. That offer with the 5 wins, that download, I shot those videos. I had 30 minutes to shoot those videos. 30 minutes. I walked from one side to the other. I had my scripts. I had everything ready to go. And I just went bang, 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 bang. Got to the Brooklyn side of the bridge. And I literally, as I was making each video, I was sending the videos to my team. 3 hours later, that page was up. 3 hours later, that page was up. So we did it fast. Right?
ClickFunnels, right? ClickFunnels.
Yeah, we just use ClickFunnels. But here's the thing, man. If you do this for a client, then you're going to think, what's your offer? We've got to get the script, and we've got to do the videos and the production, and it's going to take you 2-3 months to get this up and running for a client. Right.
Yep.
So and by that time, no sales. We're waiting for this thing to launch. Right. Yeah. I mean, I suppose so you can get results for people faster if you give them what they want now. Yeah. So you think the right approach is a single video, sort of outlining what you can do to get the results right, and do you think that's the best kind of lead magnet to use, better than the report or the checklist or any of the other stuff? I think video is consumable and watchable, and as long as it's relevant, as long as the video is relevant to the audience, then it's going to work. What you're doing here is you're making people jump through hoops. What I showed you yesterday, what I showed the day before, where I went through that appointment funnel, there was one video I wanted to watch. Click here, watch this, let's go, appointment, right? When they hit the appointment button, they got another video say, hey, thank you, this is what's going to happen on the appointment. When they hit that, when they made the appointment, hey, thank you for doing that. By the way, jump in Facebook, jump on my YouTube channel, watch my indoctrination. That was the strategy of my lead engagement for that funnel. And that funnel works. There's no 5 videos, there's just one video. And that video answers a problem that the market is having. So it's like, even though there's 4 pages, it's really one main video, right? That's easy. But if you've got to go and shoot 4 videos or 5 videos for every client, mate, that's a nightmare. Because you've got to think production, what's the story, what's the strategy, how compelling is the offer? You've got to go through that whole process. I'd rather get the quick win. I don't know. If you want to go quick, I'd rather go the quick win.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
So give something to people that is relevant to them now. right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you want people to pick up a phone call, if you're running ads, I don't want people to watch a video on an ad unless the ad is a video ad. I want them to pick up the phone, right? Give me a call. If I've got team members sitting on a phone waiting for phone calls, I want to drive phone calls. I don't want people opting into anything. I just want to pick up the phone. Let's talk. We'll get all your details when you're on the phone, right? We'll get your email. We'll get all your stuff on the phone. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, the key part of our, the key part of my, my sort of the incentivizing them to come on the call with us, the strategy call or blueprint call, etc. We will, I'll take them through the, that lead funnel concept. But on top of that, use SEMrush to identify what their competitors are doing in terms of keywords, topics, etc. Do their, do their digital footprint review, in advance of the conversation. So we're presenting that value on the call, and then, using SEMrush, probably also create a sort of a rough, high-level 3-month content calendar. So, I mean, basically looking at whatever the key questions that their target market are asking, and outline a list of articles and posts that they can do over a 3-month period, and just give that for free. In the initial stages, until we get that first kind of foundation of 5 to 10 clients, I guess, then we might review.
So what I would do, Trent, is I would make that as generic as possible. You don't want to go into great detail, because if you start going into detail with every person, that means you're going to invest time, and there's no real commitment on their part to move forward. So what you've got to do is you've got to position this a little bit differently, right? You're going to say, hey, these are 5 things we know will have an impact, and you show them one thing that is relevant to them. Don't go doing SEMrush and doing competitive analysis. Don't do that. That's what they pay for. Right, that's what they should be paying for, not getting for free. Right, the idea, or the what and the why, and just a little bit of the how, right, is what they need. What they need is a plan. What they need is an option. Right. So you've got 4 options at the end. Of the 4 options, or of the 3 options, which of these options do you believe you need to be focusing on right now, Mr. Prospect? Oh, I think we need to do number 3. Great. Well, let's work on number 3. Now you got to say it. Right.
Got it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna, if you can stop sharing your screen, stop sharing your screen.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah. So here's how I would do it. Here's how I would approach it. And hopefully this has been, I know there's a whole bunch of people on here. I hope this has been helpful to those who are listening to this right now. I'm just waiting. Okay, so the thing that I would do is, and this is the easiest sales approach, right? This is the easy sales approach. So we're leading with the value. So we're sitting and saying, look, what we're doing is we're just showing things right now that businesses can do to make a direct impact on making sure that you're open for business, making sure that people are aware that you're open, and more importantly, making sure that the marketing message you put out there is relevant to where people are at. So you can expose yourself to making sure that you're getting the inquiries as opposed to a competitor. Are you interested in that plan? Are you interested in that plan? They're going to go, sure, right? You're under no obligation to buy here. But one of the things I want to do is I want to get some clarity around the objectives right now. Right now, what's going on? Have you laid people off? Have you furloughed? Are you trying different things? Have you changed the way that you're operating? What are you doing, right? These are things, what are you doing? So, big question, right? We've got 3 choices, right? We either see ourselves going out of the market, we either see ourselves trying to hang in there, and then hoping and praying, or we see ourselves that we actually need to take some decisive moves to make sure that customers are coming and buying. Of these 3 areas, which of the 3 are you choosing? Are you choosing like, I think we're out? Are you choosing we're trying to hang in? Or are you actually interested in, we want to take a proactive and offensive approach to our business, right? You get to choose which 3, right? They will say, I'll guarantee you, everybody's going to say number 3. Right? Yeah, we want to take an offensive mode. So to do that, we need to sit down and look at some very simple, pragmatic, logical plans to put that into place. So one of the things I want to do is I want to get really clear on an objective, right? If we're going to go and generate inquiries or let people know, right, what, in your mind, what's the important objective to achieve? Well, we've got to either make sure we've got our revenues back to where we were in January, or we've got to, we've got to look at ways that we're actually progressing, that we're not just hanging in there. Great, so let's get really clear about that. So why is this a must for you right now, right? Well,
Yeah.
we see the opportunity in the market. We want to hire our people. We want to service customers that are being underserved or being neglected by the loss in the marketplace. These are the reasons why I need to do this. This is why it's a must. Great. So bottlenecks right now. Revenue, cash flow might be a bottleneck. People might be a bottleneck. Don't know what to do right now and how do we respond? We're not really good with the whole online stuff. Okay, great. So this is our bottleneck, right? So now I'm going to go to, by the way, I've literally just scripted out a whole sales process, right? So now we've got our bottleneck, right? So now we've got the objective. We've got why this is important to them in their words, not our words. And now we've got, hey, this is what's stopping us, cash flow, blah, 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 right? So let's look at our options here right now, right? These are the things that we know based on what we've seen, based on what's happening right now. You need to be visible. You need to be communicating a message right now to let people know to give you cash right now. So you need a cash strategy. Or we need to go out and let the market know that you're open. Of these three things, which of these three things do you think are important right now for you? Oh, we need the cash. We need the cash. Or oh, we need to let people know we're open, right? Because we want to grab. Okay, great. So let's focus on the strategy, right? That's going to keep you open. So is it okay if we sit down, show you what's going on, right? Give you some options, but then give you a clear understanding of what you need to do the very thing that you said that you wanted to do, and then give you some options around that. Are you interested in doing that, Trent?
Yes.
Boom. Relevant, right? Boom. Right. Great. Yes. So here's what we propose, right? And then you can come in and you give them a couple of options. You can give them the poverty pack. Let's get something going, right? Or you can give them say, hey, this is the solution you need. Long-term strategy, Trent, long-term ideas, long-term approach is not what you should be talking to people about right now. Doing long plays that is completely irrelevant, because you know what? You can't predict the future, and they aren't thinking about it. They're shit scared of soiling their underpants trying to keep things going. And so if you start talking about big picture, long-term, like let's build a system that's going to help revolutionize your business, that conversation is going to fall on deaf ears and you're going to be really frustrated. But if you do what I just told you to do, you're going to make money, right?
Got it.
Yeah.
And so
I know. So I'll finish this one thing with you. I know that you know too much. You are dangerous. You are not just dangerous to your clients, but you are dangerous to yourself, because you know what people should be doing. You know what people should be doing, right? But right now they can't. Where they're at and where that isn't going to fit. Right? In 6 months, in 3 months time or 6 months time, that might be different. Right? Because after 3 or 6 months, they've had results, they're working with you, you got things going, you say, and you can make suggestions. What do we do this? And so you can add pieces to that puzzle. Then you can say, hey, based on what we know, based on the numbers that we're getting, what if we built in the automated superstar strategy, right? What if we built in the all-encompassing, $30,000, $50,000 dealio, right? So what you want to do is meet people where they need to have an impact now. Impact now, not later. What you want to be launching, whatever you do, has to have an impact on the customer within a week or two. They have to start seeing some result, some movement forward within a week or two, not a month, 2 months, 3 months. Instead of offering a website, build a landing page. Let's get this landing page up so we can drive people, let people know that you're open, let people know you've got an offer that's relevant to now, let people know that they can call you or fill in a form, whatever you want to do. Let's build that first. Fuck the website. Let's get people a landing page, right? Then we've got to look at our campaign. What's the strategy? What do we want people to do? What are people looking for? Let's look at the search trends. So let's design an offer that's relevant to where they are based on your strategy, right? Now, let's run the split test. Let's run the campaign, start building cadence, start making sure we're getting the phone calls, and we'll track the inquiries.
Yeah. That makes sense. That's good sense. Yeah.
So has that been helpful, Trent? Does that give you clarity?
That's been incredibly helpful. Thank you. I have one question just on a detail. In terms of, so that initial call where it's like, what are your objectives right now? Why is that a must? What are the bottlenecks? That initial call. So do you think it's best to in the landing page concept, if I were to do a paid Facebook campaign through to a landing page, maybe offer a short video, 5 to 10 minute video outlining some things they can do right now, quick and dirty, should I then invite them just to send their number and I give them a call, or should I invite them to schedule a call?
On my email, I might schedule a call on your thing. If it's on an email, right?
Yeah.
I want on an email. I want people to just send me the best phone number I can contact you on. If I'm reaching out and saying the favorite message right now, are you closed like everybody else in your industry? Don't say in your industry. Point out.
Sure.
As a kitchen remodeler, are you closed down like all the other kitchen remodels, or are you taking clients right now?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we go, I'm taking. So if you are, what's the best number I can contact you on? That's the reply. So they reply with the best phone number.
Yeah. And so just on that initial kind of consulting call where you clarify in their words, what are the key issues and obviously triggers for action. So you then mentioned, can we put together a couple of options for you? So you got the poverty pack or the full service. So do you come back with those options in a second call?
Yeah, you're not going to sell them in a one call closed.
Yeah,
you
right.
Can't sell. You don't know who these people are. They don't know who you are. You've got to do a little bit of homework. You've got to ask some questions. You've got to come back to them with a plan. So this will be like a two-step. It's a two-step call. If it's a low-price deal, let me walk. And you've had that rapport, and then you can walk them through a really simple 10-minute pitch to go. Well, this is what I'm offering. Do you want to buy it? If you want to try that approach, that's fine. But I would say, look, okay, I'm going to, based on this, I'll set a time. Let's set a time. I'll call you tomorrow at 5 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever you want. Give them two options. Great. I'm going to set this time in your calendar. Make sure you set this time in the calendar. I'm going to, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I want you to do. Right. Maybe I can answer a few questions or whatever. Bang. Tomorrow we can sit down and we'll walk through your options.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's brilliant.
Keep it really simple. Keep it really simple. Yeah. So
Yeah.
hopefully, thanks, Trent. I really appreciate you doing that. Can you, I'm just going to, my screen is not doing what it needs to be doing, but if you can, all right, Trent, you're in the panelist. So, mate, thanks for sharing. Hopefully this has given an insight to a whole bunch of other people on here, but I really appreciate you sharing on the call. So I'm just going to mute you, mate. I'm going to change your role to attendee. Awesome. So a whole bunch of chats here. How much would you charge for a landing page website? Probably, depending on the landing page, Chris, I'd probably charge anywhere between $1,000 to $1,500 for a landing page. If there's any automation set up for that landing page, I probably might charge a bit more. What platform would I use this for? Unbounce would be an easy one. ClickFunnels, those sorts of things, or WordPress. Thrive Themes is awesome. That's an awesome one. So you can use on those panels. If they want cash right now, but 2 and 3 are the main problem, or 3 main problems. So you pick the one that they choose that is going to have a direct impact on their business. So if you come up with 3 options, you say option 1, you can do this, option 2, you can do this. Which of these 3 do you believe right now is probably the most important thing you need to focus on? And they're going to go, I want option 2. So then now you're going to sell option 2. That's how you do it. It's very, very simple. So any other questions? Any other questions? Trent, I really appreciate that. Hey, takeaways. Any takeaways you've had from this session right now, just type in the chat. Ideas that you've picked up, things that you're going to action from this call. Like I said, the reason I'm showing up is trying to help as many people as possible. So if this has been useful, what are some of the things, just so I can call them out so other people can see, that you've learned from today's call? Mark, just give me a moment. So just type in the chat, biggest takeaways. Chris J, focus on the quick win. Yes, absolutely. Logical, practical. This is what's going to work first. Don't overthink it. Keep it simple, simple, simple. Yes, Chris. Because if it's simple, then it's simple to convey, simple to talk about. Much easier. Yes. Any other takeaways that you've had from what I've shared today on this call? Any other takeaways? Yes or no? Okay. So obviously people are just passing. Find the fastest way to the fast dollar. Yes, absolutely, Michael. Got to make it, get them in the call. Yes, absolutely, get them in the call. Quick and dirty to add value and get the results fast. Yes, go fast. Yes, Cornelius. I love that name, Cornelius Stone. That's an awesome name, man. That's a fantastic name. That's a name. That's a strength name. Cornelius is a very powerful person in my mind's eye. All I can think of, Cornelius, is that you are a beast. So thank you. So Mark is wanting to have a quick chat. I'm going to allow you to talk, Mark. Mark, are you there? Mark Jean.
Yeah, hold up.
All right,
Yep.
So ask me the question. You get one question. I'm going to answer the question, and I'm going to try and answer the question. You get one question. One question.
Okay. It's about the joint mastermind that I'm going to be doing with a strategic partner. We're going to be helping online tutors. So my question is, what kind of we're just going to do a Q&A, test it out for 30 days, once per week, helping online tutors grow their business. Around how much? Around how much should I charge? I think 300 and 500. And what could be the back end that we can sell? Like I have an idea, but this is what
online tutors have no money, Mark. So independent online tutors that are tutoring online, they've got no money. So they're not even going to pay you $300 a month to be on a call. So if you're talking about companies that sell certification and programs, those people have got money. But an online tutor is not going to spend $300 to $500 a month on calls. No way. That's too expensive.
Because she has members, so she has more than 5,000 members, and they need help. Some of them paid $4,000 for done for you funnel. Some of them have money coming in. So that's why
if I was doing a one call thing per month, $197 a month. The back end, if you want to sell funnels on the back end. But what you want to do is you want to demonstrate that you have a working funnel, and then you can sell on the back end. But if you want to do a mastermind, it depends. It depends on how much these guys are earning, how big they are in their business. Some of them earn nothing, and a lot of them some of them are earning something. So you really need to think about who you're speaking to. You need to be very clear in the message, because you don't want all the tutors on the call. You don't want all the tutors. You just want the ones that are wanting to progress and wanting to grow. Yeah. Do you want to be part of this circle of people? Then you can position that value. Your back end to these people is you can go back and build things for them, and then they can pay at a higher level, right? You can do that. But mate, tutors is if you've got tutors out there, if you're going to build this type of mastermindy thing, couple of $100 a month for one call a month but you're going to have to engage them on Facebook. You're going to have to, they need to be engaged. They need to be in the community. Otherwise people are going to drop off really quickly. So your back end offer is only going to work when you start sort of surveying them, saying, hey, we're building, these are some things we're building. Who's interested, right? Chat me if you're interested. So you can do that in the Facebook group, right? So that's a way to get people to take advantage of your upsells through a mastermind. But depending on the mastermind, the tutors say a couple $100.
Okay. Or I speak to people who have online tutoring schools. Those are the people that we can speak to, because Hershey has members, and some of them are part of the mastermind or the business mastermind. So that's why I'm saying that we're going to test it out, because I'm not doing anything. All I'm doing is she has already the people. So that's what I'm going to test out. And I will tell you about it.
Okay.
Anyway, cool. Okay. So
I would just test the offer, man. I would test the offer. Okay.
Exactly. Perfect. Thank
you.
All
right, man. Thank you. Appreciate you being here.
All right,
Mark. So, any other questions? I'll take one more question for the day. Sell them something they will buy if they won't buy something they need. That they need to buy. Don't sell them what they don't want to buy. Sell them stuff that will buy. So I will take one more question. Who needs some help? Who has a question? I will help you. If I can unmute you, that'd be great. Or if you want to type your question here, I'll answer your question here in this call. Otherwise, I'm going to say, hey, thanks for being here and enjoy your weekend coming up. But I will take one more question from the group. If you just type in the chat, let me answer your question here. So just type in the chat. Type 2 if you've loved this session. Type 2 if you like this session, just so I know that you're here. There's a whole bunch of people on this call. Just type 2 if you've enjoyed this session. Awesome, 222, yeah. So if you have got a 222, who's got a question? Ask me a question, let me help you. Eric, if you've got a question. Oscar, you got a question. Cornelius, do you have a question? Cornelius Stone, I would love to hear from you, my friend. Who else? Who's got a question? Just type in the question in the chat. Let me answer your question in comprehensive fullness and help you on your way. So, any questions? Yes, no, maybe indifferent. Any questions? Chris, George, George. Have you got a microphone, George? Just type yes, you got a microphone, George. Awesome, mate. So let me go. George. And I'll make you panelist, George, so I can unmute you, my friend. How's that going to work? Hey, George, you there?
Yeah, just
so if you can ask a question, I will go through that with you. Okay.
Yeah, just like because you touched on it in good length. Just briefly, the stages of a call, because I've got a lot of follow-up calls this week, and this is I've sent this email. If you've got 30 seconds, you can tell me whether to continue or not, and then from there we'll briefly run through the plan and the content.
So from there, there you share the content of your video. From there, it's like, okay, look, here's what I'm doing, right? I'm touching base with businesses, focusing on 3 key things, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to help as many businesses keep employees employed. I'm trying to help as many businesses to kind of get out there and let people know they're in business so you can actually accept revenue. Is that something that would be useful to you, George? Yes or no?
Yes.
Great. So let me ask a few questions. I know this is crazy, how things are going, what's going on. So they're going to go through and say, well, it's not been great, blah, blah, or yeah, we're still making sales, or yeah, we've been able to hang on, which is great, right? At the end of the day, do you mind if I go through 3 or 4 core things right now that need to be done? And if you want some help, I can help you. Is that okay? And they're going to go, yep, great. So number 1, have you re-engaged your existing customers, the concept of stay and pay? Number 2, have you changed your offer to suit where people are at right now in relation to what you're offering? Number 3, have you made yourself visible, whether it be online or through advertising, to let people know that the doors are open? Number 4, are you asking questions about how the hell do we navigate online right now, because we only used to do pieces of it, but now everybody's online and we need a strategy. Of those 4 things, George, which of those things are relevant to you right now?
I would say communicating with current customers, that sort of thing.
Anything else of the 4 things that I've shared?
Advertising and getting more people through the door.
Great. So is it okay if we sit down? I can actually show you. We can do a little bit of research. I can show you a simple plan that 1, makes you visible, 2, provides a relevant offer to the marketplace, and 3, you can actually track the conversions. Would that be useful, George?
Yep, that'll be useful, but I can't talk right now. I'm busy.
Great. So when's the time I can talk? I've got 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, or I've got 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Which suits you best?
Afternoon works fine for me.
Great. I'll lock this in for 3 o'clock in the afternoon. All right. And then what I'm going to do, George, is I'm going to send you a little bit of information. So you might go and send them the video, right? Or maybe even do a quick Loom, maybe do a little bit of a review of what you're seeing, what's going on. And I look forward to talking to you about those key things, because I'm going to share with you exactly what you can do. And then you can decide whether or not you take that information and apply it, or if you like my help, I'd love to be able to help you out. Is that okay with you, George?
Yep, sounds good.
Boom, right? So then we get to the phone call, right? And then we read, hey, how'd you go? Did you get a chance to have a look at the stuff that I sent you, right? That video or whatever. Great. Look, I just want to get some clarity around some questions. At the end of the day, we need the needle to be moving, right? Right now, this is what you said was important to you. Has anything changed? No? Great. This is important. Great. So my thing is, what's a must? Right now, the objective, if we're looking at 1, adding revenue and cash flow to business, or 2, we're looking to actually grow through and grow out of this, right? What do you believe needs to be the objective? And they're going to go, well, we've got to get back to normal, right? Or we want to, right now, I know that there's a gap. You told me there's a gap. I want to take advantage of the gap, right? So then my next question, George, is why is that important right now? Well, I want to stay in business. We want to be here for a long time. We want to employ people. We want to make a go of this thing. It's really important for my family, my security, all those sorts of things. Great. What's stopping you from achieving some of these outcomes right now? What are you unsure of? Not sure what to do, not sure about online, not sure about people. I don't know how much it's going to cost me. I'm not sure if I can afford to do this. All those sorts of things, right? So then, so now we have the bottlenecks. So my next offer to you, George, is, look, George, look, you're telling me, there's a lot of ambiguity, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of complexity, a lot of things. But if we can simplify things for you, George, if we can look at some of the things that we can make it easy for you to implement these things that are relevant, things that are actually going to be affordable, things that will help you get the result that you're looking for in terms of the objective. Is it okay if we go through some of those things, George?
Yep. Fine.
All right. Great. Let's go through that. So what I've discovered is this, right? Boom, boom, boom. Of these three things, which would you choose, right? Let's focus on this. Okay, so let's bring that into the play, right? Right now, this is what needs to happen. Right now, look at what's going on around you, and this is where you are. Ultimately, you want to be in the freight train, or at least in the opportunity in the market. So two things we need to do. We need to let everybody know right now that you have access to, that you are offering this, and we need to put this out there so they can find you. So of the things that we're going to do, what do you want to do? Do you want to go and do this, or would you like my help, George?
That sounds great. No, cool.
Great. Now you're saying you like my help. Great. So let's work together. Let's partner together. I'm going to make this really easy for you, and I'm going to make it affordable. Is that okay?
Yep, sounds good. How much is this going to cost?
Going to cost you anywhere between $1,500 to $5,000 per month. Less than it costs you for a fraction of an employee. Right? Yeah. But right now, if we do nothing, George, what's the result of nothing?
That's a good question. I'm stuck where I am right now.
Yeah, you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be stuck. I want to help you, George. My goal is to keep your people employed. My goal is to keep the cash coming into your business. Right now, you need the cash and you need the business. So I'm going to kick in my cash. I'm going to make it really easy for you, right? Normally, we charge a premium for what we do, but this is the times we're in. So I'm willing to kick in the cash with you. Is that okay with you, George?
That sounds very good, John.
Yeah. All right. So there we go. But, so pull out the best credit card right now, not the one that gives you freaking flyer points because you can't use that. But you can't get triggers. Yeah, give me the right. My thing was, give me the card that gives you the best rewards. Yeah. But you can't say that right now. That's going to piss a lot of people off. But do you get what I'm saying, George? You got it?
Yeah.
Process. Yeah. So that's how I would do it. That's how I would do it.
Because my question is, sorry. The question I had was,
just pull your mic on. Try that. Try again.
Yeah, because concerned is make the call, get to the discovery, close then, or do I? I would do the initial call, get to do the discovery, try and do some of the discovery on the initial call, because you've already got an outline of what the person says that they wanted, right? So you try to do some discovery on the initial call, and then what you're going to do is you're going to come back to them with, like, on that call and say, hey, here are your options. This is what I put together. Let's keep it really simple, right? And away you go. Yeah, cool. So make it compress the stage.
Yeah. Mate, there's something going on with your microphone, so I don't know if that's working for you. No. But thanks, George, for asking the question. I really appreciate it. All right. So with that, I want to thank you, all of you, for being here. I really appreciate that. Looks like Mike is still open. Yeah, that's okay. Hang on. That might be the way to go. Yeah. All right. So with that, I want to thank you all for being here. I really appreciate that. Hope you got a lot out of this. We are going to get this recording up over the next few days. I'm still recording every single day. I'm on here every day to try and help you as much as possible. So bring your questions, bring your strategies. If you want to unpack ideas and tactics, let's do this. We are doing this daily, same time, same bat channel. It is at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time every day on this call to answer your questions and share tactical things that you can do to grow your business. So I'm on here every day. I'm not going anywhere. So we'll continue on. As I said, we're uploading. If you go to consultingunleashed.com/go, consultingunleashed.com/go. In fact, I will share my screen just to make sure you have the URL that we're talking about here. That's the URL there. So if you go to consultingunleashed.com/go, you can get access to the YouTube channel, the Facebook group. Also, you can get access to some other resources we've got on that page as well. If you feel that other people are going to benefit from being here, please share this with them. Invite them along. Like I said, I'm answering people's questions every single day. Thank you for those who are showing up every day. I really appreciate you guys and girls being here. I really appreciate that. Reach out to one person today just to have an optimistic, positive conversation. Say hi to people. Apply some of these tactical things. Let's get some sales. We're going to be doing going over our wins in the next few days as well. So with that, I want to thank you all for being here. I really appreciate that. This has been the best part of the day. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Hopefully I'll be able to come on tomorrow. I was in a store with a lot of background noise. Thanks. I really appreciate Cornelius, you being on this call. You agree with Michael. Thank you. So I really appreciate it. If you know anybody who will benefit, please share this out to people. Like I said, I'm hopping on live every day to answer your questions, unpack strategy like I did for George and Trent and Mark here. And thank you, those three. And also James as well. Thank you for sharing and allowing me to at least give you some feedback, some ideas and some practical things. Apply what you learned. Go and watch this video again. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, same time, same bat channel. Take care, everybody.